The stage where the picture is taken is about where the nativity says. You can see the chimney. Welcome everybody. We are at an incredibly important place for 20th century culture. We are at St. Peter's Church, Woolton, where on the 8th of July 1957 John Lennon was playing a gig with his band, the Quarrymen, and in the audience was a certain Paul McCartney, and it is the day that they first met. It is also the graveyard where Eleanor Rigby is, and I will tell you a bit about the day and show you Eleanor Rigby's grave and where they first met. I hope you enjoy. So this picture that I'm sure you've all seen was taken here. It is a school, as it was then, but I imagine lots of people like me try and take pictures and it isn't always ideal. The stage where the picture is taken is about where the nativity says. You can see the chimney. And you can see the roof in the picture. And that is where the picture is taken. Probably the most famous John Lennon pre-Beatles picture. And that is where he performed at this school. The St. Peter's Woolton Church. This is where Paul McCartney would have been, just around the corner. And where Aunt Mimi and Julie Lennon would have been. All happened just there. I found it in there as a school. It's locked, and it's probably for the best that it's locked. But I'll get you just round the corner and tell you a bit more about the day. The day that John met Paul. Now there is some discrepancy in this and people do get annoyed. In a recent interview Paul did with John Lennon, which is really interesting, he says he hadn't met John but had seen John lots and lots of times around Liverpool and kind of admired him from afar, so to speak, and wanted to meet him, but this is the first time he got to meet him. He saw him play, and I'll take you to where they actually met in a second. So I'll turn you around. I think lots of people have been trying to jump over. Maybe I'm being a bit pessimistic. Back in the day, so the church, the stage, the nativity set and stuff's just behind here, and in the picture you can see this chimney, and you can see a roof. We can't see it from here. There's a roof here you can see in the picture, but it used to be a walkway here, and the Quarrymen, John Lennon, would have walked down the way I'm going to take you, or the way I'm taking you now, to get to the church hall, which is where John and Paul did officially first meet. And of course, if you are familiar with the legend, God, it's cold today, taking my breath. This is the grave Eleanor Rigby situated, and I'm sure I will show you that. I think again, it's fairly, people will know this isn't the day Paul joined the Beatles, just merely the day John met Paul, and the day that probably the most famous pre-John Lennon picture was taken. I come at it from a different way. So this all would have been the walk the people of the day would have taken to get to the town hall where they would perform, the Quarrymen would perform later on. So all the way down here, and the town hall is, you can see it just there. That's where we're heading on this little walk via Eleanor Rigby's grave. So I think I look at this often from a different point of view, because Julia Lennon, so the day of this picture is the 6th of July 1958. Julia died, I think, the 15th of July the following year, 1959. And John, well, the Beatles weren't the Beatles, and they certainly weren't the big live performing band of Liverpool they would go on to be. So it might have been the last time Julia ever saw John Lennon perform, which I think is really cute. I always look at it from that, maybe because I'm just a bit, I don't know. And Aunt Mimi was there, and who knows, it might have been the last time they were all together as a family. Now, Eleanor Rigby is this grave here. Well, it's John Rigby's grave. I always feel sorry for these graves, because they get destroyed, and Mary Ann Risco and Mary Elvesage, I do apologise that two people randomly sung a song about the grave next year. And this is Eleanor Rigby, the beloved wife of Thomas Woods and granddaughter of the above, died 10th of October 1939, so 1 year and a day before John Lennon was born, age 44, asleep. I'm not sure where people are at with the confirmation of what happened, and that's the church, and that's me, and what it was all about. But I always heard, when I do Beatle videos, I don't do much research, because I like the stories I learnt when I was following them, like grew up and discovering the Beatles, so when I was about 16, 17, 18, and I don't know where I know these stories from that I get, but I prefer them. I just do. So people might say, before when I said it might have been the only time Julia Lennon saw John Lennon, somebody might say, well, it's been documented that in December 1958. And I'm like, I don't care. I like it in my head, that but I don't know what the current story of Eleanor Rigby is. I always heard that it was just, and it can't be, can it? But John and Paul met literally there. They met there. Eleanor Rigby's grave is that one there. Oh, out of focus. And they just randomly sung the song a few years later called Eleanor Rigby, right next to where they met. And I don't know if that's probably not true, but again, it's the way I learnt it and the way I like it, and that's the way it'll go in my head. So they all would have come down the path we just took, and they've come down here. So Paul McCartney, John Lennon, the Quarrymen all in attendance. I don't know if history tells us if Julia and Aunt Mimi came around here. John Lennon lived, I wish he still lives, about a mile over in that direction, so not far at all. And so I don't know if Julia, and history tells us Julia was a lot more supportive and influential in John's being a musician career than Aunt Mimi, so I don't know if they came back to this spot, but this is it. This is where John met Paul. I have tried the door already to get in and nobody is in. I will ring the doorbell for you again, but if I can't, I have done something else for you. This was never here. I'm saying that like I've been here. I never actually came here, so I don't know if this was here. I believe this is new. The Quarrymen featuring Eric Griffiths, Colin Hampton, Rod Davies, John Lennon, Pete Shotton and Lee Gary performed on the afternoon of the 6th of July 1957. Have I been saying 1958? At St Peter's Church Fete, in the evening before their performance in the hall, Ivan Vorm, who sometimes played in the group, introduced his friend Paul McCartney to John Lennon. As John recalled, that was the day that I met Paul, that it started moving. I think I've been saying 1958, haven't I? Bless me, I'm sorry. I'm gonna get so much stick. The hate of YouTube. Anyway, still nobody in, and it's just a church hall that you've seen 1,000 times, but the stage that was in here when John Lennon was playing with the Quarrymen is now at Liverpool Museum, so they would have met just off of this stage, and I did go there for you, and I'll put this in at the end. But so this is in Museum of Liverpool. It was by this stage John met Paul for the first time. Yes, been to this museum a load of times. I didn't know this was here. Apparently it's always hidden away in the little Beatles film bit, because people just wanted to stand on it. But yeah, if you imagine Paul McCartney watching John Lennon on that stage, and just by the stage as well, they first spoke, they first met. Pretty cool. But I thank you so much for your time as always. I hope you've liked and subscribed. Please don't comment about the wrong year. And yeah, I'm not sure where this is landing in the mix of all my Beatles stories in Liverpool, but if it's the last one, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and next time I'm in Liverpool I'll get to some more. Have a happy new year. It must be New Year soon when I'm releasing this, so have a great one and take it easy.
So I thought I'd put this in at the end.
I just randomly videoed this in because I found it really interesting just to look at. It's right next to the church, and it turns out it was the cinema John Lennon used to go to. And it's when you see the interviews of John Lennon saying he saw Elvis on the cinema screen, and he said, "That looks like a fun job." It was here where he saw the Elvis films, and I thought it was quite interesting. So many old closed cinemas in here.